Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football here at the Abilene 7-on-7 state qualifying tournament. Here with a guy who had a little bit of a drive this morning, the head coach of the Harker Heights Knights, Coach Mark Humble. Coach, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us. How was the drive in?
Oh, it's great. Easy. It's easy when you get up in the morning. There's no traffic, so easy travel for us. Glad to be here.
Just got to dodge the wildlife on 36 there coming up, right?
Yeah, just dodge the wildlife, a little weather here and there, but, it's start the morning off to get here nice and easy, so it was a good trip.
And I think Coach Fullen at Abilene High dialed up a decent weather day. I think the rain's moved on. It'll be warm, but not too terrible. So we'll take 90 in June, right?
That's right. We'll take it, especially in West Texas. So anything below triple digits we'll take.
There you go. Well, Coach, first off, you're entering your second year back in your hometown there at Harker Heights. And last year, you got hired, late April. And I felt like when we saw you last year in 7-on-7, you were just drinking from a fire hose. You had a lot going on. You had just gotten hired. You guys were playing 7-on-7. You did a late spring, a little more quiet off season. I would say I'll put in quotes a more normal off season. How has that been, and how much further ahead are you guys at this point this year than you were last year?
Oh, night and day. Last year it was like we were in 2-minute, 2-minute mode the entire year, and now it's like we're in 4-minute mode, having a complete off season, complete spring. Going into summer 7-on-7. So it's been a completely different feel. Feel a little more prepared. Our kids feel a little more prepared. They know the expectations, and so super happy where we stand right now going into the summer.
And spring got wrapped up not too long ago. Overall, what were some of the things that you and your coaches wanted to get accomplished? And I guess the most important thing is you come out of it healthy.
Yeah, number one, came out of it healthy, so all of our guys getting great work. And then number two is getting valuable experience for guys that have not played, getting in there, getting that live scenario, getting those live situations. And then overall, I think we came out with great depth on both sides of the ball, offense, defense, and at every position. So all three of our goals were able to accomplish in a full spring. So we had 14 workouts, ended with the spring game, which is really a glorified practice for us, with game uniforms underneath the lights, see who can play with a little different conditions. And so outstanding spring across the board and propels us into summer.
All right, now last week you guys played in your first 7-on-7 tournament. Went 2-1. I thought you had a good day. And looking ahead to today, what do you want to see out of your guys, especially considering you've got some young guys from a really talented sophomore group that are coming up? What do you want to see out of your guys today, especially from the quarterback position? You graduated a 3-year starter in Dylan Blake, who was a heck of a player, won a lot of games. I know you've got some young QBs that are battling for playing time. How important are those reps going to be along with watching your kids today?
Yeah, it's part of the process that we go through summer 7-on-7. It's like I tell the kids, there's a love-hate relationship with 7-on-7. We went 2-1 last week and pleased with it, and some things that happened in 7-on-7 happened, but our kids need to learn, to respond to adversity and able to play. And so that's the biggest thing for our skill positions is those competitive situations, getting that game experience, getting that live experience, and then on the flip side, getting guys that we're going to count on to play in the fall, getting those minutes, that experience, and together as a team going into the fall.
You mentioned the spring game, kind of a glorified scrimmage under the lights. This is also kind of a scrimmage atmosphere, but there's a guy in a different colored jersey lining up across from you. So that kind of brings out the competitive nature in guys, and I think you probably are watching, looking for leaders to step up and how kids handle not only the good things, but how they handle kind of the bad things and picking their teammates up, all those little things that coaches look for, right?
Yeah, so 3 pieces in 7-on-7 that we're looking for is, that valuable piece of chemistry, team bonding, going against someone else, competing. Number 2, the leadership aspect, because it's a completely different team. We graduated 32 seniors last year, some really great players and some 3-year starters that you mentioned. And so now some other guys have to step up that are going to be, in the class of 2025, that leadership piece. And then, that bond that you get, the time you spend traveling, the time you spend at restaurants eating, the time you end up playing and competing is super valuable, and part of that, off season, even though you're out of off season in the summer, part of that process getting you ready to play in the fall.
How are you when it comes to 7-on-7? Some coaches are very laid back. They just kind of watch. Some of them are very intense. I mean, you all want to win. You guys are competitors. I know that. What's your style as far as a 7-on-7 being a coach, but you can't coach out here? Are you on pins and needles, or are you pretty laid back?
I'd say, if you put it in the hot, the salsa category, I'm mild. Just kind of sit in there, and depending, as long as we compete and we play Harker Heights football, I'm good. If we come out a little unfocused and lack of intensity. Maybe it turns into a little hot salsa. But I try to stay and let the kids play. That's the great thing about being out here in that leadership piece. Our kids are going to coach each other. Kids are going to call the plays. They're going to run our offense, our defense, and they take a little bit of ownership because the high school coaches can't be involved. And so to see that piece develop also, and so hopefully it's medium to mild, and I don't.
Hopefully, this is a lot of high-fiving and chest bumps with your kids.
A lot of cheering, a lot of positives, and just enjoying the day together. And our kids have been great in doing that.
Final question: we look at UIL realignment from February. Not a ton of changes in your district, except for a couple of big ones, I would say. You guys lose Pflugerville, Weiss, and Hutto. They go back. Weiss drops down. Hutto gets back more into Austin district. And you pick up 2 fellow Killeen ISD schools in Killeen High and Shoemaker. I guess that will add to the intensity in a very balanced district, because when anytime 2 Killeen schools go at it, it's always a fun rivalry, right? And I think that adds to the fun in district play, right?
Yeah, those natural rivalries come in. It saves in travel, allows our community and our city and our towns to get involved. So it's going to be great atmospheres for both of those games. And I think overall, Stepp, I think our district it's tough. It's pretty equal. There's a lot of other talent. I think every team's going to be improved, and then you add the other 2 Killeen schools in there. I think it's going to be a tough balance of district, and whoever plays the best every Friday night is going to be successful.
Every game is going to be vital in that playoff race, right? Should I brush up on my tiebreakers?
We better. I mean, it always comes down to that. In 6A football, anybody can beat anybody, and that's the beauty of playing big boy football. But I think it's going to be great. Our district's always traditionally been tough. 2 new Killeen schools coming in is going to add to that toughness, and so it makes for a great Friday night experience, and why we get all the hoopla and get to watch. So it's going to be an exciting fall.
Coach, enjoy watching your kids compete today. Appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas, and good luck in 2024, and hope you eat something good on the road today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Stepp. Thank you to you guys, and Dave Campbell's, and all you do for us. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach.